Hello guys, I welcome you all in this demonstration video. So in this video we will try to learn that how can you develop an application, Oracle database application using the Oracle Apex in a faster way. So first you have to sign in to your Apex workspace, which you can see right now. I am using my workspace. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are creating an app. So this application, it will be built on a particular database. So the database is already there. So first you need to make sure that you have executed the script. So we'll see that which script we have already got. So here is the university script, but I'm going to upload a new script, which is known as banking.sql. And this script is to be make available to you. Okay, so here you can see this banking.sql script. Here it is. Okay, so all the tables are created and you will also get some values. So let us upload the script. So here is the banking.sql script. I'm going to upload this one. Give the name banking. So once the script has been uploaded, okay, then execute it. You know this. Okay, so actually the script has been successfully executed. So now what you will do, now you will go to the app builder. You will create a new app. You will give a name. So let's say banking demo, the name of the app. Each and every app has got an unique ID. Okay, so here you can see the ID and then create the application. Okay, the application has been created. It has got a default home page and the login page, uh, and right now it is looking like this. You have to log in, so using your Oracle space mail and password. So right now it's pretty blank. Okay, so now our job would be that we are going to add the different types of pages, and that's what we are going to learn. So first we are going to create a page for the customers. Okay, so that we can add the new customers, so it would be a kind of a form. So there are many different types of pages you can see here. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to create a form here, so that we can provide the customer information. Okay, the form is used to provide the input. So select form, uh, name it customer form. On which table this form is created? On the customer table. So it should be here, the customer table. Okay, and this is it very much. Next, uh, this is the primary key, the customer name. That's okay, nothing to be changed. Okay, so the form page has been created. Now once you have created the form page, this is very important. By default the Oracle Apex does not allow the user to enter the value of the primary key. So you will see that over here, okay, this is the different components of the form page. This is the layout, and here is actually the property of the form page. So just select this one, you can see here customer name, street, and city. So these three are the attributes of the customer table. So you're supposed to provide the input for these values, but the customer name is actually hidden. Okay, so you have to actually make sure that it is not hidden, because if it is hidden, then you cannot provide the name of the customer, and by default it would be hidden. So just make sure that you are using the text box here. So that thing is this one, the text field. Okay, and provide a label customer name. Okay, so this is what you have to do. Always remember it, that by default the apex will hide the primary key attribute. So you need to make sure that whenever you are creating a form, if this attribute is hidden, you cannot give the input. So you need to make sure that this is no longer hidden. Okay, you have to just choose the appropriate field from here, which is the text field in this case, and then save it. Okay, whenever you will change something, you have to save it and then run it. Now you will see that a new page has been created, and you can see it here, the customer name, customer street, and customer city. Okay, you can try to add some new customer. Alice, the customer street, let's say Ahmednagar, and the customer city is Dhaka. And you can see a message row created. Now the next thing that we're going to learn, that how can you see the content of the table. Okay, how can you see the output? Suppose you have created a new customer and you want to see all the customer details. So how can you do that? You can do that by creating a report. So now we'll see that how to create a report. So from the page designer mode, we will go to our application again here through this link. Okay, so this is the main application landing page. Here you will find all the pages. So new pages has been uh, already created. Now we are going to create a report page. Okay, so we can find the classic report as well as the interactive report. In case of classic report, actually you cannot edit anything. Mostly we'll use the interactive report. You can export the classic report by yourself. So we are going to create an interactive report. The name of the report, so let's say customer report. uh, it is possible to include the form page here, but we have already created the customer form, so separately we do not need the customer form anymore. But in some cases you could also do that by activating this option, but right now it is not needed, so I'm deactivating it. And then which table, I mean from which table this report will show the data, from the customer table. It's possible to provide the SQL query. We'll see some example of the SQL query later on, but right now we just want to display the content of the customer table. So that is it. Create page. Okay, so now the report page has been created, and we have got the page designer mode of the report page. And you see again, the local apex by default does not show the customer name, which is the primary key column. So you have to show this thing, of course. So it will show in plain text. Okay, that's it. Heading is customer name, which is fine, and save it. And now let's have a look of this report page. And there you can see that the report page, it has been also created, and this is the last customer information that while ago we have inserted. After a while, next we are going to see some other options. Okay, now we have learned that how to create the form and report. We're going to do the same for another table now, which is the account table. So again, we will go back to the application mode, the main application page. So here we are going to create a page. This time we are going to directly create a page known as interactive report, which we have created previously, but this time we will do it a little different way. So this is for account information. Let's say the name of the page. Then We'll also include the form page so that we can also put the name. We can also include the form here as well as the report. The form page name is, let's say, form, and to be created on the account table. So this is it. Next, account number is the primary key. The page is created, but once again we need to check that this account number, right? So this is actually the primary key, which is hidden by default. So we need to make sure that it is displayed as a plain text, and then save it. And whenever you will click here, okay, you can also edit it. But in this particular page, you can see that the account number is not there. So you cannot change the account number. It's the same reason that in Oracle Apex, since the account number is the primary key, it will not allow you to provide the input, okay, by default. But you can, it is hidden, so you have to make sure that it is not hidden. So what we can do, we can change this page from the page designer mode. So let's go to the application. Let's go to the account form, and in the account form we are going to change it. So this is hidden. Make sure that it is not hidden anymore, and it is showing you the text field. And let's say this is okay. Once it is done, save it, and then you can again just refresh the application page. Okay, so now you can see that we'll be able to update the value you need. You can also create the new account from here as well. Okay, now the branch name. Here, one thing we are going to do, the branch name is actually the foreign key, which is coming from the branch table. So it would be convenient that if you can make it a drop-down list. That means we are not going to type it since it is coming from the branch table. So whatever the branch names are in the branch table, it will automatically appear in the drop-down list. Okay, so we are going to make these changes, and then we are going to input some new value, new data. So go to the account form. Now the branch name, its type is text field. Change it to select list. So whenever you will change it to select list, it means that it will be a drop down field. Okay, and it is having some errors, so let us fix those things. So here you can see list of values. That means which values would be shown here. So we'll use the SQL query, and then we have to write the query. So basically here what will happen, we want to select the branch name as the display attribute, as well as the branch name would be also the target attribute from the branch relation. So what does it mean by this display and target? So there are two columns. So display column is actually whatever value would be shown in the form, and the target column is this value would be entered into the database. Okay, so it is possible that the display value would be one thing and the target value would be a different thing. It's pretty much possible. We can do that. But in this case, actually, the display value and the target value is same. So that's how we have written. But whenever we have to do that, we have to always remember that in this case, the query should have two columns. One is display and other is target. In the display, show the name of the attributes which you want to show in the form, and in the target, the value of that particular attribute will be actually stored in the table in the database. So now, okay, save it. Now, if you refresh the page and then create it, now we can see that here you can see that all this information, all this branch name, they have directly taken from the branch table. So you do not need to write it anymore, and you can actually do this trick for any foreign key. Okay, and you have to do that. So let's input some new thing, and you can see a new data has been created here. So far we have seen some very basic functionalities of the Oracle Apex. You can now will be able to develop the form report, as well as we have seen the interactive report. Next, we'll try to do some different types of pages. So you can also create graphs, charts, this thing. Suppose if you can create chart over any type of aggregate account. So I'm just gonna give you an example. So you can create a page, and from here you can see that this is a kind of a chart. Okay. Uh, so let's say we're going to create a new chart. What type of chart? So usually we will use the bar chart. Okay. So you have to give a chart name. So what I want to create, I want to show the number of accounts opened at each branch. So the name is number of accounts per branch. Okay, and this is actually based on SQL query. Okay, so it's basically an aggregate query, and that's what we have to write here in this particular text box. So select. We want to find the number of accounts at each branch, so that information we can easily get from the accounts table and the branch table. So the query that I am writing is this: select branch name, and then number of accounts is actually the count function. So count account number from. I'm gonna use the left join, because if some branches have no accounts, then that information will be shown. Okay, so branch left join account, and the group by attribute is branch name. Okay, and you can also validate the query by clicking over this tick here. So it says that there is a missing keyword, so let me check. It should be natural left join. Okay, so this is actually the query that I have written. Select branch name, comma, count account number from branch natural left join account, group by branch name. Then after writing the query, click next. So the orientation is vertical, fine. The label column is actually, it will show the group by attribute, which is branch name, and the value column is count account number. And then create the page. So the page has been created, and we can actually check this page from here. This is the number of accounts per branch. We use a chart. Okay, and this is what you can see. So this is account. The Pownal branch has no account, Central branch has got one, Downtown has got one, and so on and so forth. If you want, you can actually make it ascending or descending just by changing the query. So here you will get the query. If you want, you can change it here. Let me rename it as number of accounts and order by number of accounts in the descending order. Okay, so that's why I'm writing just. So if you just give it, then check, it's good. Okay, it's the number of accounts, the value column. You have again selected it from here. Okay, branch name is the label column, number of accounts is the value column, and this is it actually. Save it. and then again refresh it. Now you will see that these things have been appeared in a descending order. Okay, so that's how you can create the chart as well. Okay, so now we are going to see how can you actually upload some images or upload some files in the database. So here uh, we are going to use this table. As you can see, I will provide you this code as well, that we are going to create a client table. So in the client table we will have some information like client ID, name, client type, okay, email, mobile, and then here it is the client photo and the data type. So the client photo is actually the image and the data type is blob. Blob means actually binary large offset. Binary large offset. And then with each image, these five attributes should be there, which is fine. The other four attributes: file name, mile type, update date, and character set. So this is actually mandatory. You have to give them, otherwise it will not work. Okay, do not need to give their value, but you have to give. You have to put these four attributes where we're going to create the table. So what we are going to do, we are actually going to execute this statement first. So we'll go to the SQL workshop. Okay, and in the SQL workshop here, SQL commands, we are going to create this table first. So the table is created. Next, we are going to do one more thing. We are going to create a sequence so that we can easily generate the primary key automatically, the client ID. So the sequence, it will automatically generate the primary key. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. So we are again going to execute this statement. Okay, now we are going to create a form for this client table, which is pretty simple. You already know that how to create a form. So just give some name, client form, and the table name is client. That is it. Client ID. Okay, now the client ID is hidden as usual because this is the primary key. This time the client ID will be generated automatically from the sequence, and the name of the sequence is actually the sequence client. So let's let me show you that how can you do this. So in the client ID, this is actually hidden, and the values it will get the type. Okay, so it will get the value from the sequence, and here you will simply write the name of the sequence. Once you will write the name, make sure that you have written the name in all uppercase. Okay, then it's gonna work. Now let's see the page first. Okay, so client name, just give any name. Client type, that's fine, it's a regular type. Client email, client mobile number. Now here there is a photo. Okay, so you have to choose some photo. So let's actually download some photo from the net first. Okay, so let's say that we are going to save this photo. This is client one, and maybe we can also save another photo client two. Okay, now let us upload these two photos. Okay, one of them, it has been in the downloads. Here you can see client one. Okay, file name name type updated characters that you can simply avoid. You do not need to put their values. Okay, it's fine. If you just make them, keep them empty, that's okay. Now create it, and you see that means the row has been created. Next, we will see that how can you actually create the report of this client table and show this image as a kind of a thumbnail in your report. Now we are going to create a report for the client table. So we have already seen how to create the report. It would be the interactive report. The name is let's say client report from the client table. Okay, now here we need to do some modifications. First of all, if you want to show the client ID, make it plain text. Okay, that's good. Save it. Okay, the client photo, it is actually kind of download symbol is there. So if I just show you, so now it would something like that, and from clicking here you can download. So our main job would be actually to show the client photo here, okay, in the report as a kind of a thumbnail. So in order to do that, first we'll make it display image, and to make sure that the size of the image would follow the same ratio, the aspect ratio. Okay, so that's why in the client report page over here, okay, so here we have to change something. First we'll go to this page 9, and the property here in the CSS inline, we'll actually copy this particular code. Okay, so this is actually a part of a CSS code, and it says that the image width and height, it should be 100 pixel code. So what you have to do, you have to simply copy this code to the, look at here, the page 9. So it is the property of the page 9, the whole page, and here you have to put it, and then it has got a header which is known as the image width. Okay, so this header you should put in the client report in the static ID part, then save it. And we are going to do one more thing. The file name, MIME type, these are not really important, so we are going to hide them actually. So these columns, they're not important, so we will hide them. Okay, now you just see. Okay, see, so that's how actually it will appear. One thing is you have to also give the same image width that you have written here in the client report static ID. Okay, the same thing you should also write in the client photo here. Okay, here there is also the, so this is the client photo, this is the image. So the width of the image is actually mentioned here in that part of the code. Okay, over there under the page 9. So this image width, this name should be also given into the client photo static ID, which you can see over here, right? So it's been given already, so you need to also give it here and then save it. And after saving it, if you run, then that's how it looks like. So this is actually 50 by 50. If you want to make it bigger, you can do that. You just have to give the appropriate size over here in the page 9 properties. So let's say that you want to make it bigger, right? 200 by 200. Okay, so here you will see that I have just made it bigger, and then you will see the image will be also bigger. Okay, so that is basically the way, and you can create another client if you want. So let's say the client name is Bob, client type regular, client email, and the photo, let's say another client photo. These things keep it empty, that's okay. And then create and go here, and you will see all of them will appear in the same size. If you want to again change their size, go to the page 9, make it 100. If you think it's very big, make it 100, save it, run it again, and that's how it will be changed. Okay, so we have seen that how to create, upload the image and how to show the image in the report. Next, we will see another type of interface, which is known as the master detail form. So the master detail form is used to capture the parent table and child table relationship. Suppose you want to know that for each branch how many accounts are opened, and you would like to see their information under that particular branch. So basically the branch is the parent table, because the primary key of the branch table, which is the branch name, is used as the foreign key in the account table. So to create the master detail page, go to the create page, and here you will see an option, that master detail option. Okay, go there, and in the master detail option, usually I prefer to use this side by side template. Give the name of the master detail page, suppose branch account information. uh, that's it here actually. Okay, then we go to the next. We have to select the master table. The master table, first we will select as the branch table. You have to select the primary column, primary display column, which is the branch name. The secondary display column is the branch city, and then you have to select the detail table. Detail table, it should come automatically. It is not showing anything, I think, because in our there is no foreign key constraint added in the SQL file. Right, the branch name, it is not added as the foreign key. So first we need to actually put this constraint. We can do that. Okay, so I will just cancel it for the time being. First I will go into here in the SQL command. I will create a foreign key constant. So alter table account add constraint. Give the name of the constraint, which is account foreign key, and then the foreign key is branch name, which is references the branch table. Okay, so first actually you need to give the foreign key constraint. You can see that here. So alter table account, then add constraint, the name of the constraint, and then foreign key within the bracket branch name, and then references branch. And then you have to select this statement. You will see that table has been altered. Now, if you want to create the page, master detail page. That option should come. Without the foreign key constraint, it cannot be created actually. So the master table is branch. We are going to select. Primary display column is branch name, branch city, and now you can see here account. So previously it was not there, but now it is here. It's just because uh, there was no foreign key constraint, but now we have actually provided a foreign key constraint, created a foreign key constraint on the account table. And that's it. That should be fine. And then just give the create page. So the page has been created. Here's you can see. Okay, so it should be fine. Let's just see that how does it look like. So now here you can see that in the left side, these are all the branches, the name of the branch and the city of the branch. So whenever you select it, then you can see the other information, like the Brighton branch, it is booked in assets, and then these are the accounts under this branch. Then the central branch, these are the accounts under this branch. So to capture any any relationship between the parent table and the child table, we can create this type of master detail table. Here under this particular branch, you can create a new account. Okay, so you can say only branch city and assets should be shown, but the account number is not there. To do that, you have to actually change the page designer. You have to change the setting in the page designer. So you can go there, and from here, first I would like to also show the branch name here. So branch name was hidden previously. Now I changed it to the text field, and the other page where the account information will be displayed, this one, page 14. Okay, you have to also change it. You need to also show the account number. Account number was hidden. Account number, it is text field, looks good. Let me check. Account number, balance, it is displayed. Let me click create. Yeah, here now you can see that the account number is kind of enabled this time, but it is showing as new, so we can again have to check that page 14. This is the account number. Type is text field. This is the branch name, and this is the balance. And if I check page 13, here the branch name, just give it a little name. Sometimes the label is new, you just need to check that they are not new. Just going to refresh and see. changes, branch city, assets, and okay, so from here you can create a new branch. You can see the branch name, branch city, and assets. Now it is kind of displayed. Okay, so new branch could be created as well as new account can be created. Account number, this is the branch, okay, and the balance. If you want, you can also make it kind of display only. That means you cannot change it because right now the Python branch is kind of selected. But this is it basically. So from here you can create the new branch as well as the account. But the main thing is through the master detail form, you can actually uh, see the related tuples from the parent table and the child table. Okay, at last I will show you a quick editing through which you can actually change the login option. So right now, whenever you want to log in, if you sign out and then if you want to log into this application again, okay, then you have to give the Apex user name and the password. I have actually saved the password, so that's why I'm just giving that little pin of my computer. So this is the password, and then you can sign in. But you can also make it without any password. Okay. So how could you do that? Yeah, you'll be able to do that from the application main page. You have to go to the shared components. So in the shared components, go to the authentication scheme. In the authentication scheme, just create a new one, and here just change it as no authentication and give it a name. Let's say no auth. Okay, and create the authentication scheme. It will be created, and you have to do one more thing, that you have to make this authentication scheme no authentication as your current one. Okay, so make this as the current scheme. So it's very simple. So once the no authentication is the current scheme, now what is happening, you do not have to give any more passwords. Okay, so it would be kind of if I again execute this page from the very beginning, run the application, enter application again. Now you see that without the password, actually you'll be able to log in to here. So that's a little changing in the setting that you can do so that the user can see your application without logging. Next, we will see that how can you create custom authentication. That